Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's John here. I do videos on investing, generating income online, and credit. Basically, what do we have here? I'm going to call this person the modern day momentum voice in investing. That's what I think a good. Maybe I'll come up with something better later on, but right now that's what I'm calling it. He is the modern day voice, the modern day momentum voice in terms of investing. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Tom Lee. So Tom Lee has gotten so popular and so much in demand that I now have the newest clip from him, and it's not even him talking. It's people talking about what he said. So what has happened is Tom Lee has now said that get ready for a face ripper. I actually don't even know what he means by a face ripper. Hopefully we can kind of go into this clip, we can actually learn what the heck he's talking about with respect to the face ripper. But we've got Tom Lee is going to talk about, I guess, maybe a face ripper rally that's going to be coming up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in, we're going to talk about these people that it looks like it's a three-way interview, and they're talking all about Tom Lee, and Tom Lee is not even talking in the interview. Okay, so let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see what Tom Lee, our modern day momentum voice on investing, has to say about this new face ripper rally that's going to come.
It is time for Brian Sozzi's take, and face ripper is kind of a slang term that those on Wall Street use to refer to a big rally, catches you, takes you up by surprise, and it could be coming according to a new note that you're looking at.
Yeah, Julia, I told our very own Sam Rowe I would use the term face ripper somewhere because it was mentioned in this note, so I am a man of my word. But the term face ripper is finding its way into the note today out of Fundstrat's Tom Lee, who was looking for a face-ripping rally to kick off April for the markets. And he listed some pretty good reasons here why. First of all, the first trading day of the month, the last trading day of the month, which we are coming up on, is usually pretty good. You know, it's where a lot of fund managers buy winning stocks, they dump losing stocks. It's what they call window dressing. Next up, he's also calling to attention the first trading day of the month, which usually works well. Usually, keyword there, usually works well as inflows come into stocks and people gear up for the month on hand. And then he also mentions good seasonal performance in April. And now this is a lot. I've also seen this mentioned this week too out of Bank of America. But April has historically been good for stocks. Just looking at the Dow, the average gain on the Dow going back to 2000, 2.5% gain versus a 0.4% gain for all the other 11 months. And then, you know, looking at some Bank of America data from Steven Stutmeyer, you know, it's the first 10 sessions of April have seen an average return of almost about 0.9% going back to 1928. That's the second best month just using that data compared to July. July clocking in with about a 1.5% gain. So again, a lot of seasonal factors could be in play here for potential face-ripping rally. We're seeing some green on the screen today. Perhaps that might be starting to play off nonetheless. These are the things Wall Street's talking about.
I love Tom. Love Tom. Guy's been righter than right for years.
There you go.
I'll be excited when he says something that isn't super bullish, because that's why Tom's been right. Everyone gets all worried about, you know, when the stock's going to flatten out, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I remember talking to Tom 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, about a 25-year secular bull market coming out of what was really a secular bear from, you know, the top in 2000 all the way through the financial crisis. Stocks went nowhere for, you know, about a decade. And it wasn't until 2013 we made new highs that we began a new record run. So, Sozzi, look, we're in the content generating business. Tom Lee says face ripper, we're going to talk about it, write it up. But when Tom gets cautious, then I'll worry about something happening here.
Hey, you read about face rippers. I'm going to write that up all day yesterday. Miles, you missed. Well, maybe you're watching on the Yahoo Finance app. We were talked about Allianz Bernstein, S&P 500, 8,000 call within about 102 months. That story's on Yahoo Finance right now. S&P 500, 8,000, maybe 8.5 years away.
The face ripper rally. So there you go. So they're calling basically now Tom Lee is saying things, and people are getting on it so quickly that they're not even giving Tom Lee time to actually speak to the camera. So there is Yahoo Finance on a panel of a three-way interview talking about Tom Lee, who has been righter than right for the last 3, 4, 5 years maybe. Anyway, so everybody, it's March 31st. Pretty much the obviously the end of March, the last trading day of March, coming in on April. I did follow Tom Lee where he talked about a March has historically been a pretty rough month in terms of actually the way that stocks would have a decline, and sure enough, history repeated itself, and it was a pretty rough month. I was trying to get sell a lot of positions, which I did sell a couple shares of Amazon, not as much as I wanted to. Sure enough, March came and it was pretty rough. Although I will say, I don't feel like it was as rough as some of the other bad Marches that were out there. Certainly not as bad as at least for my particular portfolios and where I do investing as March of 2020. But basically, it sounds like we're hearing old Tom Lee, the momentum. The modern momentum voice of investing, say that April's coming up and it's going to be obviously a face-ripping rally. So I don't know how much more aggressive you could be or how much more bullish you could be than saying a face-ripping rally is coming up in April. So that's pretty exciting. What are you all gearing up for? Do you if you want to hear some more videos on some really bullish calls, let me know. I'll gladly go into them. I have been kind of aggressively taking a look at some of my winners, and then also taking a look at some of my losers. But I don't really have too many value plays, so I'm probably going to go a little bit more into that. I don't even think I'm going to go into value. I think I'm going to go into some companies where you get basically both the reopening and you get the growth, like Disney, and also like Walmart, right? So you figure Walmart, Target, and Disney, they're all groups where you get that growth aspect to it because Walmart now you can do a lot of internet ordering and ordering on the internet. And then actually go to the store and pick it up. Same thing with Target. So it's like, I want to have both, why do I want to have just value? I don't want to, that's fine to go and get Caterpillar or John Deere, which I might get, certainly. But, why do I want to have just one? I want to have both. I want to go get Walmart because I want to be able to order it online and then go pick it up at the store instead of waiting for it to come to my doorstep, in 2 days. So I want to have both. And then Disney's both too, with the growth. They've got the growth tech with respect to, now competing with Netflix and then also their parks. So those three actually come to mind. What I'll do is I'm going to do another video when I do actually make those selections and then, take some sales. I'm looking to kind of reduce some exposure to myself for Amazon and Apple, and then I'm going to get into some more of my winners, my growth winners, and then also maybe do some of these hybrids where we got a hybrid growth and reopening, hybrid stay at home and reopening, companies that can benefit from what would be further stay at home and then reopening as well. So there you go. So yeah, if you guys want to see any other videos, about Tom Lee, let me know. If you want to see any other videos about anything specific to cryptocurrency, let me know. If you want to see any other videos specific to, what my model is, when I go and I take a look at investing, I look at, number one, I want to try to find a group that has recently or about to hit 1 billion in sales. I want to see the highest revenue growth possible. I want to see high gross profits, and I want to stack them up all together, and I want to find out which ones have basically, I want to see all of their multiples in terms of their gross profits, their annual gross profits divided into their market cap, come up with a ratio and stack them against a peer group. And sometimes if they're too expensive, I'm not, like, for example, Tesla, it's like seems to me like they've kind of had their run. I'm not going to say that they're not going to 10x again, but, I think that, what's it going to do? Tesla's going to become a $5 trillion company in a year again. We just basically, if you take a look at Tesla from January 2020 until January 2021, they basically 10x, and now they're 640 billion. They're not, a year from now, are they going to be 6.5 trillion? I don't think so. I think that's, how is that even possible? So it's like, we've had our run in Tesla. We've had a great run in Tesla. It's been great. I'd certainly want to hold on to Tesla, but it's like, I don't see how that's going to be a new, a new growth, a real big growth play from an investor perspective. I'll also put some links below, everybody. I'm starting to do more videos on generating income online. Actually, I just did a video recently on Fiverr. I found a freelancer that made basically almost 400,000 a year, 378,000 a year on Fiverr. So I did that. I actually, the reason I do these videos, I've been investing since 1989. First job out of college was Merrill Lynch, then investment banking, and also worked for Sun America for 3 years, my first 3 years living in Los Angeles. Don't take any of this as investment advice. I'm not an investment advisor. I do have a background in it, and it's all for entertainment, right? But basically I do, and I've done well. If you take, I'll put a video in here as well. If you take a look at my investing from summer 2017 to summer of 2020, late summer 2020, I actually 3x'd. I did 300% better than the S&P 500, and I have a video where I go into and I actually show you that performance and stack it up next to the S&P 500, right? And then also in terms of generating income online, I've been doing internet marketing for a long time, really, with my own businesses since back to the to the mid 2000s, and have about 20 million in career revenue, not earnings but career revenue. And I'm starting to do more. Generating income online is a little bit more complex, but I'm starting to do more videos on generating income online, so stay tuned for that. And then also in terms of credit, I processed 1 million mortgage apps, so I do a lot. I started on YouTube doing a lot of videos on credit, and I'm going to start doing more credit. I also do a lot of adventure travel and combine everything with respect to credit card points and with adventure travel, and I'm going to be doing more videos on kind of combining that and how many points I used in various trips and kind of what I do. So hopefully you guys like that. I'll put a link below. I came out with a blueprint recently where I have basically, I cover investing, I cover generating income online, I cover credit and business credit and financial independence. And then at the very end, I got a 15-page guide, all the groups in the US that provide a credit score, a free credit score, and then also all the groups that provide a free FICO. Just so you know, you kind of have to look at your FICO. If it's not a FICO, it almost doesn't even matter, right? So at the very end of that guide, it's all the groups that provide you a free FICO. Yes, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. That way you don't ever have to pay for a FICO again, as long as I keep updating my blueprint, which I do regularly. Okay, thanks a lot, and have a great week.